Having a 4 or 5 figure digital product launch on social media can feel extraordinarily overwhelming, sometimes even unattainable. But selling digital products using social media is more possible now than it's ever been before. In fact, you don't even need to have a product made or have a fancy tech setup to start making money with your digital products. I've personally had over 10 digital product launches that have hit 4 or 5 figures with absolutely no product, no paid ads, and a small audience on social media. Plus, I've helped over 100 digital product creators do the exact same thing, like this one, and yep, even this one. Today, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Every single one of those digital product launches followed the exact same formula. This structure has allowed myself and our community to go from completely flopped and failed launches to 2K, 5K, 10K, 20K, and yes, even $30,000 plus digital product launches, once again with no product, no fancy tech, and no paid advertising. For bonus points, if you think you already know what my formula is, what's up, Design to Scale fam? I see you out there watching. Go ahead and comment it underneath this video. I am holding absolutely nothing back. I am going to break down this signature formula step by step, element by element, so that you know exactly how to do this in your own business. Grab a drink of water and let's dive in. There really is just 3 core elements that you need to include in your digital product launch in order to hit that 4 or 5 figure launch that you're dreaming of. Those 3 elements are actually so simple: suspense, celebration, and community participation, or in other words, engagement. Now, I will preface this formula by saying that before starting, you really should have a minimum of 100 followers on Instagram, or if you have a highly engaged audience, then less people is completely okay. But most importantly, I want you to have been consistently putting out content both on your feed and in your stories before trying this method, as it's key to actually getting the results that you want from it. Element number 1 is suspense. Suspense is something that I created in last week's video, and I also brought it into the beginning of this video, and it's likely the reason why you're sitting here watching this video today. In order to give you the best possible example of how and why suspense works, I want you to think about your favorite TV shows. Why is it that you keep going back episode after episode? We call this a cliffhanger. However, what they're really doing is building up suspense. They're creating this buildup of energy in the viewer who's thinking, what the heck is gonna happen next week? Like, I need to know. When is this episode coming out? Suspense is why you keep going back for more. Adding suspense into your product launch is going to keep your community coming back day after day after day to see what the heck you're up to. So how do we actually build this suspense into our launch plan? There's one core method, and it's super easy to use: teasing. The number 1 mistake I see clients making when launching products is picking the launch date of their offer and sharing all of the details about the offer on that date. This is literally the worst thing that you can possibly do for your audience. Why? Because you've given them everything on day 1. There's no reason to come back. So we use teasing in this industry as a way to get people invested and keep them coming back. You should be teasing your audience the moment the idea actually strikes. And we want to drag this piece on for as long as humanly possible. Think about it like sex. The longer the teasing, the more intense the experience ends up being. The same is true in the online course world. If you're wondering how in the heck do I tease, I want you to imagine opening up the most delicate, gorgeously wrapped present on Christmas morning. You don't just tear through it. You open it up piece by piece. You want to really dig in and show people the behind the scenes unfolding of this idea, this product that you're going to be launching in the next little while. The second element is engagement or community participation. Engagement determines whether or not your people show up, take action, and actually move into your paid offer. Why? When you invest your time, your energy, or your money into something, you're less likely to give up on it. Think about the challenge 75 hard. It's really easy to give up on day 3, but giving up on day 70 is nearly impossible because you've got so much momentum behind you moving you forward. The same is true for how people buy. the more time that they've spent looking at your offer or even participating in the creation of that offer, the more likely they are to come back and, yes, continue engaging with you over time. But more importantly, the more likely they are to actually invest in what it is that you're putting out there. I want you to ask yourself, are you more likely to continue doing something that you've already invested quite a bit of time and energy into? If that rings true for you, go ahead, do me a solid and hit that like button. So how do we actually do this? How do we actually bring engagement into our launch plan? Well, you let your community join in on the fun by leveraging Instagram story stickers. Use the poll feature to get your community's input on things like name, length, price, and sometimes even modules. Use the question sticker to figure out what your clients' core challenges are or what they really truly want from this digital product. This is going to help you actually get them engaged, but more importantly, you're actually collecting and gathering data that's going to help you make a way better product when you actually get to the point of doing that, which we'll talk about a little bit later. And the third and the most important element is celebration. Celebration has been noted as one of the key elements in changing human behavior. Specifically, it's used a lot when we're looking at including new habits or trying to change the habits in our personal lives. However, we can use this concept and bring it into our product launches because, after all, we actually do want to change our audience's behavior during our launch. We want to move them from just consuming our content to actually purchasing our offer. When I decided to get curious about this habit building concept and actually applying it to my online business, I was genuinely blown away by how quickly and easily and how drastically including this one element of celebration drastically improved my sales. I'm talking going from $20,000 launches to $45,000 plus launches. It was actually insane to me to see this one element have such a massive impact on our product launch. It didn't just work for me. Adding celebration as a strategy into one of our clients' recent launches helped her go from having 0 spots in her VIP day filled to filling out her VIP sessions within 24 hours of literally adding this element. It's important and it will change your product launches forever. Why does this work so well? Well, luckily I'm a geek and I had to figure out why. It turns out that celebrating small wins over time is powerful for helping us change our personal habits and behaviors, but celebrating other people's wins and our own wins publicly for the world to see is actually super helpful in changing the public's behavior too. So, the most exciting question of all time, how do we actually include celebration into our product launches? And it's pretty simple. You celebrate every little thing along the way. If someone reaches out to you for more information, screenshot that and share it on your stories. Celebrate it. That is a massive win. Did someone in your community recently hit a new milestone or push through a limitation? Again, screenshot that and share it. And if you can't screenshot it, just speak about it. It's powerful either way. And if you experienced a win that your audience is dying to have, you have to be sharing it. I talk a lot more about outcome-based marketing in this video, and I highly recommend that you give it a watch if you haven't already. Now, we're specifically talking about product launches, but these 3 elements are also super important if you want people to sign up for your webinar, join your newsletter, or do anything else in your business. These 3 elements are really, truly important in every area of your business to help your clients, your community, and your bank account see the results that they want. If this concept feels a little bit foreign, that's totally okay. It takes some time to get in the habit of doing these things, but simply ask yourself every single day, what can I share today to celebrate and show my community what's possible? Sometimes that's going to be your empty water bottle at the end of the day. And sometimes that's going to be a client of yours overcoming an obstacle they've been facing for a really long time. Like I said, no win is too small or too big. Just make sure that you're sharing it. So we've now covered the three important elements of a 4 and 5 figure digital product launch. We've got suspense, engagement, and celebration. But how do we actually put these into action? Like, what's the process? What's the formula? How long do we do this for? What does it look like? It's cool. I got you. We're going to talk about it right now. Timing wise, you can use these three elements in a shorter, 1 week to 2 week launch, or in a longer 3 to 6 week launch period. It really just depends on the start date or the delivery date of your physical product. For the sake of this example, I'm going to say that our start week is the first week of September, and I want to do a 4-week launch process. So in that first week of your launch, in this example, that first week of August, you're really spending your time teasing as much as humanly possible without giving away the details, right? So essentially that looks like literally showing up on your stories and saying something super exciting is coming, or I can't believe I just got this idea. I can't wait to share it with you. You get the idea. It's general, it's vague. We're literally just building up excitement by teasing the fact that we have an idea and we are eventually going to share it with our people. On that second week of your launch, so in this example, the second week of August, you're still teasing, but you're teasing and starting to drop out some of those details. So you might be dropping the name, you might drop who it's for, and you're using those engagement features to start to get them invested in the project. If you're torn between 1 or 2 names, for example, and you're set to release the name tomorrow, then you might want to use a poll to let them help you decide. At the end of the day, though, remember that you are the boss in your business, so you don't necessarily have to use the things that they vote on. Again, you're just getting them to engage in the process with you. In that third week of your launch, you really want to continue building up that excitement, using that engagement, and most importantly, doing a time-limited pre-sale. This is when your product is available for the lowest possible price for 24 to 48 hours only. You want to make sure that you are celebrating every single person who enrolls during that 24 to 48 hours. You want to make sure that you are also announcing this to your audience beforehand. So you'll want to say something to your audience on Monday, like Thursday only, 24-hour pre-sale, mark your calendars. You want to let them know when it's happening so that they can come back and enjoy this pre-sale with you. Finally, in that fourth week, you want to officially open the cart for a longer period of time. I would say anywhere from 3 to 5 days. You could also extend that out, and you're using all of the same things, right? You're celebrating everybody who enrolls. You're continuing to drive engagement by asking them more questions and getting them invested. You're showing up daily to build suspense about the actual program starting or the actual product being delivered in that first week of September. And so every single week, you really want to look at your launch and say, how can I incorporate suspense, engagement, and celebration every single step along the way? Honestly, I have walked through this process so many times that I can likely do it with my eyes closed. And I want you to get to that place too, so that you can turn ideas into cash ASAP. That's why I decided to do a complete visual walkthrough, showing you Instagram story examples of each of these three elements, giving you timeline overviews, and also some mindset shifts to make sure that your launch goes as smoothly as possible. I've made this for sale on our website for a limited time. If you do want to be frugal about it, and there ain't no shame in the frugal game, you can, of course, just go back and watch this video and look at any of my recent digital product launches on my Instagram account. So that's it. That's the formula. That is exactly how we create consistent 4 and 5 figure launches using just Instagram with absolutely no overhead. And of course, no actual product yet. If you're ready to dive headfirst into turning your digital product ideas, your online course ideas into a multiple 6-figure business as fast as possible using just organic social media, absolutely no paid ads, you're going to want to head underneath this video and apply for our signature Design to Scale program, where we do exactly that in under 12 months. And if you're ready to hit the ground running and cash in on those ideas right now, you can watch this video for our super simple tech setup so that you can get paid and it looks professional for your clients.